guys, okay, so my friend Karen and I were hiking around today at a place called Beit Guvrim, and so it's a nice, beautiful, but also hot day, and we're walking around, and then when we saw this fig tree off in the distance as we're coming towards the car, we walked up to it, and it's got all these green, don't know if you can see them on the camera, but there's green figs, and I touched one just to see, and it was soft because I assumed if it was green it wasn't ready. Where the heck, sorry guys, I'm like all over the place. We're trying to find a fig for you. Anyways, and they're actually edible. I mean, I thought you had to wait till they were sort of purplish on the outside, but nope. Okay, there we go. Maybe it looks gross, but it's actually quite delicious. So anyways, okay, in the Bible, most often we think of the story of Jesus cursing the fig tree, which obviously is a very famous story. But some other things about the fig tree talks about Adam and Eve when they sin and they realize they're naked. It says they grab these leaves and they sew them together for garments to cover themselves. So that's one thing about the fig tree and the Bible. And then another thing, sorry I don't remember the reference, but it talks about when there was peace in Israel. It says there was peace from Dan, which is a city way up in the northern border of Israel, to Beersheba, which is in the southern portion of the desert. And it says there was peace, and it said, and everyone sat under his own vine and fig tree. So even later on, when it talks about the messianic reign and the hope of peace, it's there's the same phrase and the same idea that everyone under his own fig tree. And so this idea of that peace and everyone has their own space and there's no war and you're able to enjoy and relax. So this is, to be honest, this is a small fig tree. There's much bigger ones, but still you get to see a fig tree. And another random one, I think it's a guy named Nathan in the New Testament. Someone introduces him to Jesus and says this is the Messiah, and that's when he says, well, can anything good come from Nazareth? And then Jesus says, I saw you when you were under the fig tree. And then all of a sudden he says, oh yes, you are Messiah the Lord. And people are like, what? That seems like such a big turnaround just because he says he saw him under the fig tree. And some have suggested that when Jesus said that the fig tree was Nathan's own private prayer space, that he would always go to meet God there. So when Jesus says, before you came here, I saw you under the fig tree, for him it was a moment of, oh my gosh, you really are God, you are the Messiah, you are Lord. So some kind of cool stories in the Bible about fig trees. All right, God bless from Israel.